Wagwan squad, today we are tackle Jamaican Barbe fried chicken. This delicious recipe is all about layering and balancing flavors from frying the chicken to making a delicious barbecue sauce. Maybe that sounds kinda daunting, but I'll walk you through it. This is extremely delicious and you have to have Jamaican Barbe fried chicken in your arsenal. You need barbecue sauce for this and you can just buy some at the store, no problem, but I'm gonna show you how to get a banger Jamaican style barbecue sauce from scratch all fresh ingredients, and how to develop some real delicious flavors that will wow everyone. I have a few easy techniques that I'm going to show you to get the best flavors out of your barbecue sauce. Alright, enough chattings, let us start. The first thing we will be making is Jamaican green seasoning. This is the first layer of flavors. For that we need a whole head of garlic, 2 small onions, which I'm going to give some rough cuts. Green seasoning is a Jamaican wet marinade that uses some staple Jamaican ingredients. Very similar to a jerk marinade but far less spicy, and a few ingredients are different. It's far less spicy but spicy nonetheless, so we need a whole scotch bonnet pepper, 2 stalks of scallion. Just brutalize it because it's going in the blender anyways. I also want an inch of ginger. The blender might have a harder time with this, so give it some rough chops. A lot of fresh thyme. Got this from out in the yard. My herbs gardener struggle, but still get thyme from time to time. I'm removing the woody bits so this don't kill my blender. It's not Jamaican without a tablespoon of pimento or allspice. This is going to be the backbone of the green seasoning. Half cup vegetable oil. Half cup vinegar. This is plain white vinegar, but you can jazz it up with another type of vinegar. The acid helps to tenderize the meat and makes it really juicy. Nice. To make some jerk marinade, all I would have to do is add more scotch bonnet pepper, some soya sauce, a little brown sugar, and probably some red stripe beer. I have a whole jerk chicken video where I make some really good jerk marinade. You can check that out after you're done here. I'm just going to puree this. I like it a bit rough, so I won't let it go for too long. That's really it for Jamaican green seasoning. It's used for almost all the meat we cook. This is very similar to sofrito or like a Haitian épice, and it's used in basically all the same ways. Cannot make Barbe fried chicken without chicken. These are some wings, legs and thigh, 8 total pieces. These cuts stay juicy for longer. Season with salt, some black pepper, and this is really popular now. I'm seeing it in almost every supermarket here. This is spicy to the bone season. It's similar to Cajun but a bit more spicy. Next, just massage all that seasoning in. Spicy to the bone also has pimento in it. Next, I'm adding about a cup of green seasoning and I'm going to massage that in as well. The vinegar in this marinade is going to tenderize the meat, but it needs to rest. 45 minutes to a few hours in the fridge is good. Overnight is probably ideal, but leaving this much longer than that might ruin the taste and texture. This marinade will penetrate the chicken so it will be flavorful right through and through. So spicy to the bone. It will also help with retaining moisture so we end up with that juicy chicken. This is going into the fridge while we work on our barbecue sauce. For my Jamaican style barbecue sauce, I usually use overripe pineapple. It adds some really mellow, complex, fruity flavors, especially if it's starting to ferment. I'm just going to give this some medium dice with the skin and all. The other half of this was delicious, by the way. I also want half of a medium-sized onion diced. An inch of ginger, roughly chopped. This complements the pineapple in the sauce really well while still adding complexity. Four or 5 cloves of garlic. Garlic adds depth of flavor to the sauce. More fresh thyme from outside. This is a Jamaican staple ingredient. Half of a scotchy. I'm keeping the final spice level of this dish in mind, so I'm going to be conservative. The chicken is already mildly spicy. I can always add more spice later, but it's really hard to take away. 1 stalk of scallion. I have a preference for the purple one. It has a much punchier flavor. And that's it. All fresh ingredients for my Jamaican style barbecue sauce. Alright, let's heat up the saucepan and start making the sauce. I need a splash of oil. That's a bit too much, but we are gonna run with it. Add about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I'm going to caramelize the sugar for depth of flavor. Caramelizing takes away the sweetness. I don't want a sauce that's too sweet. I also don't want a bitter sauce, so as soon as the sugar starts to float and the color is caramel brown, I'm going to add all the fresh chopped ingredients. That's going to cool down the sugar and prevent it from burning. Next, I'm going to saute this until the pineapple starts to caramelize. Caramelize is the word of the day. Next up, add a cup of tomato ketchup. Cup of soy sauce. Half a dozen cloves for depth of flavor. The sauce is really deep. Most of the sweetness from this sauce is going to come from this quarter cup of tea. Two tablespoons of plain yellow mustard. This adds a bit of tanginess and brighten up the flavors. Next, I'm going to add a cup of water and give it a little mix. also want a splash of rum. This adds a nice flavor. Nobody can smell the aromas through the video because you know this smells good. I'm going to let it simmer until it gets to sauce consistency, around 10 minutes. It's getting there, but I need it a bit thicker than this. Maybe another 5 minutes. Nice, that's good. That coats the back of the spoon nicely, which is what you want. The flavors in this are really good. It will literally be a layer of flavor in the finished product. It's perfectly balanced between sweet and tangy. It has depth of flavor. There's a bit of fruitiness, mellow caramelization, and the scotch bonnet adds a really good flavor and a bit of spiciness. Perfect. Next, just strain that off. Get rid of all that solid stuff. This is a solid barbecue sauce recipe. This will taste really good with some spare ribs. Or anytime you're grilling anything, just use this as a glaze. It's perfect. Alright, let's get this thing going. I need a dredge for the chicken. I'm keeping this simple. So it's 2 cups of all-purpose flour and ½ cup of cornstarch, as well as a pinch of salt. The sauce packs a punch and is really complex and delicious, and the chicken is perfectly seasoned, so I really don't need to do much with this. Otherwise, it will take away from the finished product. With layering flavors, sometimes you have to make aspects of your dish bland or not complex on purpose so it doesn't clash. This is one of those times. Cornstarch in a dredge is a game changer for a fried chicken. This should be a pretty decent fried chicken recipe without the barbecue sauce. Alright, I'm going to grab the chicken. This has been marinating for about 2 hours. Next, I'm going to dredge the chicken. I'm trying to get as thick as a coat as possible, so I'm going to coat the chicken with the dredge, let it hydrate, then coat it again. I'm trying to ensure every bit of the chicken gets coated. I'm going to let this rest while I get my oil ready. I'm doing a deep fry, so I need enough oil in my pot to mostly submerge the chicken. I'm using vegetable oil. Leave it on medium heat to get it hot. If you ever wonder why Jamaican fried chicken hits different, it's because we infuse the oil with flavors while we fry the chicken. I'm using a few cloves of garlic, some scotch bonnet pepper, and thyme. So we are still layering flavors. Next, carefully place the chicken in the oil, 1 piece at a time. This will be going back into the oven, so I'm not trying to cook it completely through. I want this about 2/3 to 3/4 of the way done. That's roughly 8 minutes on medium heat. Burnt seasons will make the chicken taste off, so I'm going to remove them before that happens. If you still want them golden brown because that's flavor as well. So you might have to crank up the heat a bit if they are not browning fast enough. I intentionally didn't use chicken breast because it's less forgiving than all the other cuts, and it's not my favorite cut of chicken either. Chicken breast is still great though. It takes a bit more care and attention to get it just right, but I like the large margins of error I get when cooking the other cuts. I'm just going to finish frying the rest of the chicken. I always try to get as much of the excess dredge off the chicken before placing it into the oil because that burns really easily. Crispy. Next, I'm going to coat them with my delicious Jamaican style barbecue sauce. I'm making sure I get every single inch coated in the sauce, trying to get as thick as a coat as possible. The crust will slowly soak up all that delicious sauce, so doing it a bit extra is good. Hey, a big thank you to all the new subbies. I'm glad I could teach you something or you found my content interesting. Stick around, it's only going to get better, and welcome to the squad. I'm working on being more consistent with uploads. I want to give you lots of quality content to enjoy. I'm getting there. That looks done, and I could have this as it is now if the chicken was completely cooked, and it would still be really good. Alright, so this is going in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 or 6 minutes to completely cook through. The sauce has completely baked on and caramelized a bit more. That's still really hot. It's no longer crispy, but the crust on that really holds the flavor of the sauce. Hot. You know, feed and teach. Have to plate up the food nicely. These are still really hot, by the way. This sauce really holds on to heat. It's a bit sticky after coming out of the oven. That's something I like. KFC has a barbecue chicken that's similar to this. It's okay, but it's nowhere near this homemade recipe. That's not even a brag, because you can easily make this at home yourself and get the same results. Just I go drizzle over some more of that delicious Jamaican style barbecue sauce. The spiciness is mid, so I'm garnishing with some habanero pepper. Not as spicy as Scotch bonnet, but still have a nice flavor. And finally, some scallion greens for a bit of freshness. That's a real nice shot. Wow, it's so tender. That's juicy. This is extremely good. Flavor packed. Love the stickiness. It's perfectly balanced and it has so much depth of flavor. Hey, it's always great having you tune in. If you reach this far, you might like some of my other content, so go ahead and check them out.